That's just as well. So I'm just going to let Deputy Warden take over from here. Thank you, everybody.
Perfect. Who was the person that left? Sheldon. Okay.
Hopefully I didn't. Can you still hear me talking?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to try to mute myself so you don't hear me anymore, and I hope we haven't lost anybody. And if we do, I apologize.
Okay. All right. So thank you, everyone. I know maybe even the computers are tired at this point. So first thing I want to talk about for the update is just around the fire itself. So the fire is still out of control, and the fire is still estimated at 3,210 hectares, and the crews are aiming to do precise measurements today. We all know that yesterday was a bit of a concern for us because of the wind from the hurricane. I know when I made a visit up yesterday, it was at the peak of the wind, so they were very happy with the coverage that they were able to do. Still to this date, there is no homes lost, and we're hoping that that will continue. Uh, right now, crews are still working on dozer guards and soaking up areas around the perimeter of the fire. Um, as we look through the day, the conditions are looking promising today. And I know that a lot of people are tracking the possible rain that's coming on Monday. I know we're all hopeful, and we're also anticipating more wind to be coming as a result from Hurricane Erin. So we'll see how that goes as it progresses. Right now from DNR on site, there's 52 DNR members, 62 Ontario, and 42 local firefighters. PEI firefighters have returned home, and from our perspective, the municipality, we would really want to say thank you to the province of Prince Edward Island for sending people to help as long as you did. On site today, which is good news, we have 6 helicopters, 6 planes, and of course the spotter bird dog. And we have more than 30 heavy equipment operators on site. So they're really working hard at ways to control the fire as well as protecting for the future. I know that when I was out there, they were making very good gains on the guards that they were doing, as well as putting extra gear out there to help protect infrastructure. So for keynotes that we're focusing on today is we are still at a situation right now, especially with what we were dealing with the hurricane, that there's no entry on site. We know that it's an inconvenience, and we're really trying to work with the residents that if there are certain things that need to be collected, or I know we've been actively working on getting a few animals that were currently left, we will do so. I know that yesterday we actually successfully got uh, the final amount of chickens from some people, so that was very positive for those individuals. Um, we are still continuing to work with the Red Cross and the Salvation Army. So right now, the Salvation Army is still managing our pickup and drop off of donations, as well as providing emotional support services. And our number, our 1-833-806-1515 is still being monitored from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. daily. We have noticed that we've seen a decrease in phone calls, but we're expecting this will continue, and as we go on, we'll probably see an increase of that with information of people just trying to find out how the fire is going, as well as what services can they access. Um, as well as the reception center shelter located at the NSCC. Um, we're doing a bit of a pivot with the Red Cross on this. So it will be open today until 5 p.m. and then we're going to be transitioning to a comfort center in the Bridgetown area starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow, which will be at the Bridgetown Fire Hall will be the main comfort center. But Red Cross services and overnight accommodations is still available. All people have to do is contact 1-800-222-9597, and then they'll be assisted. So to speak on, because I imagine some of the questions are going to come from the transition from NSCC to a comfort center. So I just wanted to speak on a couple key points about what the change means, as well as the shift in where people can get certain services. So um, the Bridgetown Fire Hall is located at 31 Bay Road. And this comfort center will provide amenities like light nourishment, a place to charge your devices, Wi-Fi, to get out of the heat or get warm at that time, as well as provide some other comforts. We already talked about overnight accommodations we provided through the 1-800 number through Red Cross. And the Salvation Army will continue to pick up and give out our donation services. We do encourage people that if they want to support the evacuees, that the best way to do so is donating to the Salvation Army, and they will make sure that their donations is given to the evacuees for the right necessities that are needed as time progresses. And they will also be offering emotional support services. And we have heard that people have started reaching out to that, which we assumed as time went on that more services would be needed. In regards to shower and washroom facilities, we have worked with the province of Nova Scotia, and the shower washroom facilities located at Valley View Provincial Park at 960 Hampton Mountain Road. So everyone knows it just as the Valley View Provincial Park is where members of the public that were evacuated can go and have shower and washroom facilities from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily, as well as we have opened up washrooms at Jubilee Park to be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to help with any type of washroom facilities. Of course, the washrooms are accessible at the Bridgetown Fire Hall while, excuse me, they're open. We've also partnered with the Wishy Washy Laundromat, which we all know as the Bridgetown Laundromat, located at 31 Queen Street in Bridgetown. Um, the laundromat is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and supplies will be provided to individuals from the Salvation Army. We are just finalizing the final agreement on how the payment is going to work. So as we deal with that, we'll provide updated information. And we're in talks with, of course, the wishy-washy on that as well. So we we've noted and worked with all of our various partners to ensure the best services, and we said right from the beginning, and we've proven that as the demand changes and as as we progress through the situation, that we will adapt to the needs of the community and the evacuees. And this is just part of this. So this is the information that we're getting from our support people, and we're now on to the longer stretch. So of course we had to do a bit of a pivot to better support our evacuees. So we're really trying to get home that we will adapt and overcome from this situation. So we're working diligently with everyone to make that happen. Thank you, Nadine.
Okay. So can everyone hear me now? Because I cannot hear myself. Excellent. Okay, so our first question, I do ask that you please give your name and the agency you're with, and we'll have one question, one follow-up. We have until 3:30, so if there's time, we'll definitely bring forward more questions. So we have CBC Halifax with their hand up, please.
Hi, yeah, Andrew Sampson from CBC Halifax. I wanted to ask and get a sense of what you've been hearing from the evacuees. You know, we're well over a week now, and I imagine some of them are getting anxious to get back home. What have they been telling you?
Well, we've of course seen some of that anxiety right from the first day, um, but we're seeing that people are understanding. They are anxious to get home, but they're understanding of why they're out. I know that I attended a community event last night, with members that were evacuated, and the spirits are still high. They understand that we are doing what is needed. to make sure that the community is safe and things are being protected. They're very thankful, and focusing on that aspect and not trying to focus on the fact they're still being evacuated. They're just really trying to focus on the the good news stories from here of the fact that the firefighters and DNR and all the volunteers are there to support this situation to make sure we come to a successful end. I know as time goes on that anxiety is going to continue to increase, but we're hoping as time progresses and we continue to get good reports from Department of Natural Resources and Emergency Management that we'll soon be at the point where we can look at the reentry process. We do know that the reentry process does take a little bit of time once it has been deemed that we will be able to go back, because there's a few steps that need to be done, and we'll continue to work with DNR on ironing those things out. But I think overall, everyone's spirits are still high, and we're really trying our best to continue that. And I know that we'll continue to do so until we're out of this situation. Everyone is back home, and we're back to normal.
Do you have a follow-up, Andrew?
Yeah, I was just curious, where would the overnight accommodations be, and has anyone taken you up on that yet?
So I'm aware that there is a few people using accommodations through the Red Cross. However, I'm not really aware about what they're doing. We're leaving that in Red Cross's capable hands. They're the professionals. I do know that there's people staying throughout the valley in various places at people's homes, friends, family, people's cottages, um, and also people are reaching out to their insurance companies to get the different coverages that are protected under there. So they're not utilizing, or they feel they're not putting a demand on the system. So as of where people are staying, we're leaving that to Red Cross to handle. They're the professionals in this situation.
Jason, you have a question?
I do. Hi, Dustin. Can you explain why the move from the current Comfort Center shelter in one location where everyone knew where they could get different things that they're looking for to what's going to happen now where they're going to multiple different locations, depending if they're looking for laundry, depending if they're looking for washrooms or comfort, nourishment? Why the need to move away from having it all under one roof?
So there's various parts of that, of how this has come. So we've said right from the beginning that we would adapt as the needs from the people and what they're looking for are. So we weren't seeing a whole lot of people utilizing the services in Middleton. We did at the beginning, and slowly it was petering down as people found different ways to do things. And I know once that our partnership got really strong with Salvation Army with the donations, that people were utilizing those services more and more. And we knew as this turned into a longer thing, we had to come up with something that allowed more normalcy, and to develop a little bit less stigma on what's going on, because we all know that we're all private people, and so we've pivoted to meet the needs and what people are looking for, and to provide a little bit more normalcy. So I know that people are going to be directed to different places, but we're hoping with this pivot, it will also take pressure away from the families that are staying with other friends and families, to utilize services closer to home. We talked about why the location was picked at the beginning of this. Through Remo, our own organization, there's different things that meet the criteria to be a comfort station slash shelter, where they needed one facility that had all of these things, including generators. And we've now moved away from that level to a comfort situation as we're coming to involve as we go through. So allowing these things is what they're looking for, and we're hoping that more people continue to use it to not only take some pressure off of the people they're staying with, but to also help with the resources of volunteers that we have and the volunteers through the different organizations partnered with. So this will take some pressure off everyone. We haven't heard that there's a huge demand, but our philosophy through this whole process has been preparing and being proactive versus being reactive, and it's shown great success so far. And as we continue to go through this, we will continue to adapt, and this is just one part of it.
Thank you. Do you have a follow-up, Jason?
Yes, I think I heard correctly that the Bridgetown Fire Hall Comfort Center opens Sunday at 10 a.m. Do we have a time on how long it'll be open each day? Or is that still to
Yes.
be?
No, so I thought I mentioned it, and I thought I had it in my notes, but maybe
And you
Nadine
may have, I
can.
may have missed it. I heard it was opening at 10, but I didn't catch the closing.
It's
So
10 to 4.
10 to 4.
10 to 4 each day moving forward?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which really matches our other agreements with Valley View that are 11 to 4. So thank you, Nadine, because I actually didn't talk about it and I didn't write it down in my notes.
That's okay. Do we have any other questions? Jason?
Do you have the updated registration numbers, Dustin? Or
I
has there
do.
been a change?
No, so they're the same as yesterday. We haven't really seen an increase. I know that the Red Cross is going through all their lists and making sure everything is correct. I know that there was some complications with people trying to do things to register with the QR code because it is difficult for people that don't have cellular devices. So they're just working through the list to make sure everything is accurate as possible. But we've been advised really that there's been no change, and with uh, having this move to a more local area and utilizing our 1833 number, we have a very strong comfort that we are reaching everyone. But we still continue to people, if you haven't officially registered, please continue to do so.
Do we have any further questions? Jason?
Dustin, was the event you were at last night the one in Bishop's Park?
It was. So yesterday I attended a visit of the actual location at the command center, got some updates and briefings, and then I attended the event at Bishop Park, which was nice to see. It was very positive.
What was that like to see that the evacuees had an opportunity, particularly the kids, to have some events? I know the county staff, recreation staff were there and helping out. What what can you tell us about that event, Dustin?
Well, I would say that it felt like life was normal. Um, it's hard to explain. So, of course, there was some minor conversations about the situation going on, um, but a lot of it was just watching their kids enjoying it. It was nice to see kids running and playing and smiling, and there was the county did an excellent job at providing various recreational activities from Jenga to washer toss, and there was different bubble things. There was I couldn't even list all the stuff that was happening there, um, and it allowed the kids to be kids, and then the adults to just take a moment to relax. There was freezies and ice cream cake and a whole bunch of stuff. No hot meals, nothing like that. They wanted to focus on being cool. So no, it was just nice to see. As we continue to go through this, we're continuing to see more and more morale boosters that are helping um, us focus. And I think that these are the things that are really important right now is to focus on the families that are being affected and to keep the morale up, to ensure that the people dealing with this are feeling that they're being supported, but also that we're supporting the people that are on the front line. So we're working really hard to try to keep that morale up. I know that's most of my job, it seems, is to make sure people have the information so they feel comfortable, as well as going around and thanking people and trying to keep the morale up. So as we continue, I think we can get through this all together.
Thank you. Andrew, you have another question?
Yeah, just on that note about the event, was this a planned event yesterday, and who exactly was all invited to it?
So I would say that yes, it was a planned, but it was a very shortly planned event. So it was actually an idea that some local residents came up with. And then as soon as the county heard, we asked if we could support, and then we got on board to plan it. The main focus was mostly meant around the evacuees and their family, and to try to give them some positivity and some fun to enjoy, to even if it's for 1 or 2 minutes, to take their mind away from the current situation they're going through, and to enjoy the last few days of summer that we have. Um, and most of the people, excuse me, that showed up, I would say 60 to 70% were the people that were evacuated. The rest were from local families around Round Hill and Bishop Park. So they also get to work with those people and get some support.
And so this was held, sorry, outside of the command center, was it? Did I get that right?
No, so
No.
I guess for people that aren't from Annapolis County, I guess. Um, so Bishop Park is located in Round Hill, which is on Highway 201. It is actually 10, 15 kilometers away, if not further. It's just another community area that offered to put this on, that was away from the evacuation point. We do not encourage anyone to go close to the evacuation point. So yes, this was off-site.
How many people would you say showed up to this?
I would say probably 50 people,
Okay, thanks.
maybe a little bit more. It was hard because the kids were moving around so much that it might look like there was double the amount of kids, but it was definitely, for me personally, a morale booster, and you continue to have these random moments of, okay, this is what we're doing it for. So it's nice to bring that positivity back.
And Jason, just for the video, can you give your name and who you're representing, please?
Sure, it's Jason Malloy with the Annapolis Valley Register. You had mentioned that some of the chickens were able to be rescued yesterday, but other animals are still there. Are they? Can you explain? Are they pets? Are they livestock? What type of animals are still to be removed from the evacuation center site?
Thank you. So as far as I'm aware right now, it is just really one animal, which is a household pet, that the county's been working with the evacuee to get this animal. It is a cat. So we've been working on this for a few days now. We all know that cats are very good at hiding and kind of taking care of themselves, but we're working very closely with the evacuee to make sure that we get this cat for this individual, and that the cat is completely safe. So there is reports that it's been seen and it's been eating and things like that. So our municipal staff have been working through our by law enforcement department to have a success story that we can get this cat for this individual.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Deputy. We have about 3 minutes. Do we have any final questions? Wonderful. I am going to, we're going to have a break tomorrow, so we won't be available tomorrow, but we will be back on Monday at 3 p.m. So you can use the same link. It will get you to this site. We have recorded this, so it will be on our YouTube channel in a little bit. Yeah, so I just thank all of you for joining us. Thank you, as I always say, for helping us get the word out to our residents and help them keep spirits up and maybe a sense of peace. And if you have no further questions, we will see everybody on Monday. Take care.